Welcome back to the Holy Spirit verse by verse. Today we are looking in Acts 10, verses 44 through 47. Peter's sermon to Cornelius, who of course would become the first Gentile convert, is unexpectedly interrupted by the prophetic work of the Holy Spirit. Acts 11 records Peter's being confronted by Jewish Christians in Jerusalem about his welcoming of the Gentiles into the church, which up till that point was completely Jewish. Luke records that Peter's defense of his actions, recorded in chapter 11, was done in an orderly manner. In Peter's orderly report of his actions in Cornelius' house, he testifies that the Holy Spirit came upon the Gentiles as I began to speak. Holy Spirit fell upon the Gentiles before they were ever baptized in water. That it happens in Acts 10:47. But the Spirit also began working on the Gentiles as Peter began to speak. He began his work on the Gentiles before the gospel was ever preached to them. Yes, Luke's account of the events of Acts 10 places the coming of the Holy Spirit after Peter's sermon. But that is why Luke specifically records the statement that Peter's testimony in Acts 11 to the Jews who opposed his actions intentionally explained it to them in order. Effectively, Peter was on trial in Jerusalem because he, by keeping company with the Gentile, Cornelius, had violated the Jewish tradition of maintaining a complete separation from the Gentiles. To defend his actions, he pointed to the fact the Holy Spirit immediately endorsed his presence in Cornelius' house by causing the Gentiles to begin to speak in tongues, just as Peter had begun to speak in tongues back in Acts 2. So again, the Spirit's work is prophetic. That prophetic work was, at this historically important moment, an evidentiary action which provided the divine testimony to the will of God. It is almost like God, by the visible demonstration of the Spirit's prophetic work, forever sealed the Gentiles' right to be in the kingdom. If only the Bible ever referred to the Spirit's prophetic work as some kind of seal, that would be helpful. Oh, wait, those verses come later, and this is a front to back series. I'm getting ahead of myself. But don't worry, the Holy Spirit's work is prophetic, and we'll see that when we get to those verses just as well.